Hi. Oh, ah. Cheers, everybody. Bloop with my invisible juice. Hello. Y'all. A new challenger has entered the fray. My phone is here. She got here. It's the A51, Samsung A51. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. Oh, I figured we would do a little unboxing moment here on on stream. I am so excited. I feel bad because, you know, my phone is still here. It's like I'm cheating on it. But I'm excited to like give it a try and to like set it up and like maybe take a couple selfies or something and like test out the quality and all of that. So that should be fun and sexy. Oh yeah, let me reply to the tweet. Unboxing time? It's also the 5th day, the last day of our 5-day celebration. Sorry, let me just tweet this really quickly. It's the last day of our 5-day celebration, y'all. It's been such an amazing week. I am almost like tempted to like start streaming this often, like every week, because it's been such a blast. Maybe like under a different schedule. Maybe we'll change things around. So I start maybe like later and I stream like for like 3 hours maybe, because I've been late to basically every stream. So maybe a schedule change is overdue. But yeah, y'all, I'm just like so thankful, and it's been such a nice week of like old and new and celebrating and like having fun with you all. So it's honestly been a blast. Oh, hold on. It's honestly been a blast, and I'm so thankful for you all, because it has truly been a really fun week. And I don't know, like I just kind of want to do more. I don't know, maybe I'll regret it and be like, oh god, let me not do this ever again, or something of the sort. But I don't know, I'm kind of enjoying it. I had a really fun time today. Oh, by the way, Twitch just overnight, they sent me this at 6 a.m. So could have been early morning, I guess. They've sent people emails about DMCA stuff, so I wanna read that out pretty generally, I guess, and kind of briefly. So they said, we are committed to being more transparent with you about DMCA. We recently received a batch of DMCA takedown notifications with about 1,000 individual claims from music publishers. All of the claims are for VODs, and the vast majority target streamers listening to background music while playing video games or IRL streaming. Based on the number of claims, we believe these rights holders used automated tools to scan and identify copyrighted music in creators' VODs and clips, which means they will likely send further notices. We are actively speaking with music labels about solutions that could work for creators as well as rights holders. This is our first such contact with the music publish industry. There can be several owners for a single piece of music. And we are disappointed they decided to send takedowns when we are willing and ready to speak to them about solutions. That's good that Twitch is speaking to labels and being like, hey, can we figure out like something that will work? Because I'm sure Twitch has that Amazon money, honey, and they could probably pay for like publishing or like or like licensing or something. Anyway, the email continues. And they said, while the vast majority of you don't include unauthorized background music in your live streams, this recent batch suggests that some of you still do. The only way to protect yourself from DMCA notifications is to not stream music or other copyrighted material. You do not have the rights to. If you know you have unauthorized music or other copyrighted material in your past VODs or clips, we strongly recommend that you permanently delete anything that contains that material. For your remaining VODs, we recommend you use the Unpublish All feature and review any content for unauthorized music or any other copyrighted material. If you believe your content has been misidentified or taken down by mistake, you can submit a counter notification or request a retraction from the copyright holder directly. For more information, yada yada yada, they're gonna do, creator camps and all that. For our part, we are continuing to help creators minimize the amount of material that may infringe others' copyrights. That includes educating creators and providing resources to understand the rules and risks concerning the use of music on Twitch, as well as building new product features, such as the ability to unpublish VODs, view your strike count, strike notifications in the creator dashboard, multi-track audio support for OBS, and more. Investing in proactive detection and muting, and working with rights holders on longer-term solutions. We know you may have questions about our conversations with music rights holders. These conversations are active and ongoing, and we continue to work with them to establish potential approaches that would be appropriate for the Twitch service and our entire community. When we have progress to discuss in that area, we will share it with you. I'm glad that they're being transparent about stuff. They're like, listen, this is what happened, and listen. They've warned us before. I don't know why people are still playing copyrighted music. It kind of baffles me that they do. Although, sometimes it's not really your fault. Like, if you're reacting to a Sony state of play, or if you're playing a game and the game has copyrighted music, that I understand, and I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, I get it. But if y'all are playing music before, when you're just chatting and you're fully playing Chromatica, then what are you doing? Then okay, girl, what's going on here? So there's that. It's really refreshing seeing them being so transparent. I agree with you. I agree. I think it's very interesting seeing how it works, and I don't know. It's excuse me. I think it's very interesting that they're actively taking us step by step of okay, this is what happened. This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're actively doing right now. So that's nice, because last time this happened, they really didn't communicate that with us. They were kind of well, that happened and that's why we took everything down. This time around, they're girlies, this is what happened. Girlies, send help. So there's that. Well, anyway, love that. I'm just seeing some stuff on my Twitter trending, and I'm like, let me not look at that. I feel like it's always a good idea to not look at the Twitter trending, to be honest. Us as staff sending out the emails. Girlies, this is what happened. I know, right? Imagine how iconic that would be, though. Hi, Wig. Like, instead of putting out people's usernames and, like, coding a thing that automatically fills out people's usernames, we just fully say, hi, Flop. We just fully tell them, like, hi, Flop, this is what's happening. Hi, Wig, you got a DMCA takedown notice. I know. Hi, Wig, that annoying ass, like, record company came for you, so, like, what are you gonna do about it? Could you fucking imagine waking up in the morning, thinking about so many things? I just wish things would get better. No. I'm going to hell for that one. Everyone on TikTok is going to hell for that one. No. Imagine waking up in the morning and, like, looking at your email and it says, like, hi, Flop. Like an email from, like, a corporation. Hi, Flop. What the fuck are you gonna do about this, girly? And you're like, well, I don't know, girl. I don't know. You tell me. Oh my god. That TikTok audio, everybody's going to hell for that one. For people who don't know, there was, like, I think this is a clip from, like, The Real Housewives of somewhere. And there was a girlie, and she was, like, the daughter of, like, one of the, like, couples or whatever. And she was like, I'm writing out a song. I wrote a song about, like, expressing my feelings or something like that. And it's that clip of, like, her being like, waking up in the morning, thinking about so many things. I just wish things would get better. And she's, like, crying and shaking. And she's basically talking about her, like, family issues. And so, like, fucking TikTok took that audio and they just use it as, like, a thing for when people remember, like, quote unquote cringy things from their past. And they're like, oh my god, remember when I broke my toe in front of my crush? And it's just, like, playing that in the background, like, waking up in the morning. And it's so bad. It's so bad. TikTok, people are going to hell for that. That one is so ugly. Hi, Fly. Oi, Perucas. Fly, I got my new phone. My new phone / camera. Awesome screen, awesome camera, long-lasting battery life. Awesome screen. Awesome screen. Awesome screen, awesome camera, long-lasting battery life. Awesome screen, awesome camera, long-lasting battery life. I need to stop. Or do I? Oh my god. Yelling. Awesome screen, awesome camera, long lasting battery life. Oh my god. YG kicks out my door. I make a TikTok with the girly, waking up in the morning, crying about how YG broke my door and ended my streaming career. I need to stop. I need to stop. Oh my god. That phone is the only really real ally I've met so far. Honestly, if this phone is the ally, the flip phone that they have is the queer member. Because it's so fucking expensive. It's like over 1,000 euros. Honestly, anything over like 500 for me is expensive. But anyway, there's that. And they have like a flip phone that's like a touch screen, but it's a flip phone. And it's so iconic, and it's purple on the outside. Like, what's not to... Hello, queer rights. But you know, can't really afford that. Can't afford that one. This one I got in for like 40 something % off. I think the original price is like $3.99 and I got it for $250 something. Which is pretty good. Y'all know I love a bargain. Y'all know I love a bargain. I haven't finished my food, my sandwich, so I'm just eating the huge, just some juice, Nutella sandwich, kicking off my day, shaking my tits aggressively. You know me. Not aggressively. I don't want to break a tit. Can you break a tit? No, you can't. It's like flap. You can't break a tit. Anyway. Wow. This is what happens when you stream and you do that thing where like it's like your move becomes it becomes a stream of consciousness, and you just say whatever you're thinking in real time, and you realize like halfway through your sentences that was a choice. So, you know, love that. Girly titties don't have bone. I know. Wouldn't I know? I guess you can break like your chest, like the chest bone, like the titty bone, but underneath the titty, you know, like which I guess is like your rib cage. Maybe I should log out. Maybe I should have stayed home. Maybe you could definitely hurt yourself flapping your titties too aggressively, but it's more like your skin and your muscles, right? Or your back. No, that's true. It's true. So there's that. Love that. I just saw Kingdom spoilers. Not this. Well, I'm still watching, but you know, we need to catch up, girlies. We need to catch up. We need to do a movie. We need to do a Kingdom catch up moment. A catch up moment. Y'all, I'm gonna say, like, yesterday was so much fun. Like, Silent Hill was a blast. And then later in the day, Ruin was streaming Fortnite. And I joined him. And I played Fortnite with Ruin, Dex, Kirby, and then Mana. And it was so much fun. We flopped for the most part. We couldn't get our shit together. I think our problem, honestly, was that we were separated for a lot of the games. Like, towards the end of the games, I was like, let me just, like, try to stick with, like, one of them at least. Because everyone is, like, all over the place. So, love that. But it was so much fun. Like, we won a match, a singular match. Not that I contributed to it, because I basically got knocked down. Dex built a little house around us while he healed me, and then Kirby just won for us. So all I did was die and then be resurrected, basically. All I did was getting reanimated, girl. But tee-hee. I don't know. I had fun. I don't know what happened though. Because like, when we did trios the other day, we did iconically. And now we did like squads and it was harder for some reason. Maybe it was the time too. Maybe that specific time frame had like a lot more people, a lot more like tryhards at the game, and a lot of people that are like and a lot of people had like TTV and like YouTube in their name. I was like, girl, please. There's like nothing that makes me like eye roll more. Well, there probably are things, but one of the things that makes me eye roll when I'm playing a game is like when someone kills me. I obviously take it personally. I always take it personally. But then you see their name and you're like, ugh, of course it's like, I don't know, Chicken Wing 69.ttv, and you're like, or it's like Yeet, YouTube Yeet, or like, I don't know, it's just like the straightest fucking names, like associated with like YouTube or like Twitch or something like that, and you're like, ugh. Because you just know it's the straightest fucking content, right? You just know it's like the straightest fucking people saying the straightest kind of things, probably throwing a slur or two in there. It's just not fun. It's just not it. It was so iconic though. We did have a blast. It was really, really nice. It was really, really nice. I've been having a lot of fun just like playing games with friends these days. And I know it sounds like duh. That's why people play games with their friends, Ruby. Like, of course, because it's fun. But you know, it's been really fun. Like playing games with people, and like, I know it sounds so basic when I'm saying it now. I'm like, of course, like duh. But I don't know, like I feel like sometimes you're just like not either, like you're just either not in the mood, or you're like, I don't know, or you're like, Fortnite, I don't know, or like you don't really make the time to like schedule a time frame to play with friends or something like that. But when you do, it's actually so fun. Like this week has been a lot of fun with like stuff like that. Like we obviously played Overwatch on stream, we played Fortnite. Off stream I played Identity V with Pants the other day. I played Fortnite with Ruin in Ruin stream yesterday. And it's just like fun to like, and sometimes even like off stream, of course, to just have like moments with like other people that you obviously know through Twitch and stuff like that, and just like kind of relax, and like neither of you are thinking about like, you know, content and stuff like that, because sometimes that's also a thing that happens. I remember sometimes you get into lobbies with people and like and it's like a stream thing, and like everybody is streaming, and then next thing you know, like everybody is quiet because like everybody is like talking to like their own stream, and everybody's like they're, you know, doing their own thing, and like next thing you know, it's like when you're not actually like hanging out with your friends a lot of the time, it's just like they're talking to their community for like most of it, and then they just chime in a couple things here and they're like, yeah, love that, and you're just like, oh. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes it just doesn't feel like you're playing with people. It just feels like we're like, oh, well. Because I just love like chit-chatting, you know what I mean? And like the whole time, and just like doing like a little back and forth. I'm like the opposite. Like some people when they stream, they have like push to talk in their calls. So like they're most of the time they're talking to their community, and then they push their push to talk thingy, and then they talk to the friends. But I'm like the opposite. I'm usually just talking, and then I mute if I need to like talk to the community. You know what I mean?
Can I have some cock, please?
Hi, Dax. Who the fuck said titties had bones? Okay, no one said titties had bones. Spin was being dramatic. All I said was, I was like, oh, I'm just shaking my titties aggressively. No. That's what we're not gonna do. That's what we're not gonna do. Spinning the narrative. No. What I said was, I'm shaking my titties aggressively, and then I corrected myself, and I said, maybe not aggressively. I don't want to break my titties. And then as a joke, I said, oh, well, it was, you know, it was clownish behavior, but I was like, can you even break your titties? And I was like, I guess not. And then Spin yelled at me and was like, titties don't have bones. And I was like, I know, but I just, you know, I just asked without thinking about it. But I was like, because, you know, there's things that you can break that don't have bones, you know? And so, was it clownish? Absolutely. Did I say that titties had bones? No. Nobody said that. Watch there being footage of me saying that somehow. Like, I said that, and then I just completely vanished my brain, and then one of y'all clips it and is like, yes, you did. Clown. The way Spin didn't even hesitate. Spin was like, it was Ruby, obviously. Like, hello? What am I to you? Call me Project Punchbag. We hate to see it. I love when the streamer chats it up with their team during the stream. I know. Because, like, I think that's the difference between, I guess, like, people who are like, hanging out versus people who are streaming. And then, like, being with people is, like, a second thing. You know what I mean? What is that? I'm scared. I don't wanna know. But yeah, like I don't know, like it feels like weird. You're my iconic and wonderful friend, and roasting is how I show my love. Aww. Well, what if roasting is not my love language? What if receiving roastings isn't my preferred love language? No, I'm just kidding. It's not that deep. Oh yeah, don't mind me, Dex. Just let me put my whole stream on pause to look something up that you can just easily explain to me. You're right. You're right. I can look it up. It's easy, actually. I'm just chatting too. That's completely fine. I'm just being dramatic. What the fuck is this? Rhubarb is the fleshy edible stalks of species and hybrids of rheum in the family. What the fuck is this? Girl. What is this in Portuguese? I love that because I'm obviously Portuguese. A lot of the searches end up being like in Portuguese. That didn't help me at all. I don't know what that is. Apparently you say Rui Barbo, but I don't know what the fuck that is. It's a medicinal plant. Apparently it helps the digestive system. Wait, is it a root? It looks like it's a root. Maybe it's not, but it kind of looks root-ish. I don't know what exactly it is. I just know it's edible. Well, why are we calling me that? What's the correlation? Why are we calling me that? That's what I want to know. Now I want rhubarb pie. Aw. It's sour and bitter. Oh! Am I sour and bitter? But tasty. Uh-huh. 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 Someone ban Fly right now. A rhubarb is your titties because they snap. Listen. I will not take this. I will not take this dragging. How dare you? I'm screaming. Y'all, an issue has occurred. It's not that deep, I'm being dramatic. Don't get worried. An issue has occurred. I'm interested in All Stars. The new season of All Stars. I haven't been featuring RuPaul in my life, but they got Sonique, they got Jiggly, two fucking trans icons, and I'm like, I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted. And I know that them putting trans people on Drag Race doesn't necessarily mean that they're more inclusive than they were, because like, you know, if the person never really truly apologized for their actions, then it's like, are you just doing this to get like, ooh, like, excuse me, like, are you just doing this for PR? And I wouldn't want them to feel like that, right? I hope they don't immediately go out like Gia. Okay, Gia is also like unbearable. Like, I'm sorry, Gia was being a fucking bully. So she deserved that. But no, Sonique and Jiggly are both iconic. I hope they don't fuck them over. There's a part of me that is afraid that they treat Jiggly like a joke. Because that's kind of how they treated her. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of how they treated Jiggly in her original season. You know, with the subtle, not so subtle fat phobia and, you know, the not so subtle kind of like, you know, remarks. There are also a lot of things going on behind the scenes. I wouldn't doubt there might be some mess now. I mean, it's a reality show. There's probably messy shit going on literally on a day-to-day basis. Because it's actually very messed up. Like, they get a very friendly producer to do interviews with them and be like, hi, how are you doing? What's going on? So they feel safe and just say everything that they want to say and more. And then the editors will take that footage and be like, oh, they said this. It doesn't matter if they said this about that. Let's pretend that they said it about this. And just like chop up all the footage and make it like fit their story, right? So it's very like kind of manipulative and like exploitative. Like the whole premise behind reality TV really is you're basically creating a show. You're creating a scripted show, but the writers are really writing about what's going on, and they take some liberties with it, and you know, the editing helps with that, especially if they get enough footage to back up their stories. But I mean, that's the basic premise of reality TV, really. That's like the girlies they kind of get paid to be there, but kind of not really. Especially considering how much they have to spend to be there to begin with. I don't know if Gia wanted to play the shady queen, but yeah, she was pretty mean. Her thing was like, she was being like, oh, I was playing a character. Or like, I wanted to be the villain. I was playing it up for the cameras, which like, okay. But like, you don't do that though. Like, I don't know. Like, that's my thing is like, because if there's like a previous conversation of like, okay, we're all gonna play a character. I'm gonna be exaggerated. Don't take what I say personally, because it's gonna be like, I'm just gonna say it for the cameras and to make good reality TV. But I don't know, at the same time, it reminds me of like streamers who are like douchebags and they're like, it's my character, and it's like, no, it's not. Or even if it is, your character has real life consequences because you're doing real life things with this character. So I'm not, you know, I'm not a big fan of that kind of like mentality with like reality TV. Because sometimes people are like kind of like bitchy or kind of like annoying, or they're kind of villainous, but they're not necessarily evil, if that makes sense. Like sometimes they're just like bratty, or sometimes they're just like, sometimes they're funny in a way where it's like, come on, this is obviously exaggerated. But Gia doesn't have the range for that. I mean, Miss Thing was like telling people to like not wear masks, and she was saying that the coronavirus was like a hoax or some shit. So, you know, Gia is kind of a flop. I know Unreal probably isn't the best representation of reality TV, but after seeing that, I'd never want to go on a reality show. That show is on my list. I need to watch that. I've actually heard of like a lot of like reality show, like I've heard of some reality show contestants saying that show is actually really good at like showcasing a lot of the stuff that goes on behind reality TV. I'll just cheer on those two, but I won't watch it because I find RuPaul's Drag Race so unbearable to watch now, because I'm not much of a reality girl, especially when they make drama over nothing every waking second. That's reality TV. I get you. Like, I kind of I watched Drag Race the season before this one because it was on Netflix, and I was like, oh, I haven't seen it. I might as well just watch it because it's on my Netflix anyway. So, and I did, and it was nice. It was actually a pretty good season. It was the season. I guess if I don't want to spoil it, I mean, it was the season before this one. So I guess if you haven't seen it, spoilers for a previous winner, but. It's the season that had, oh my god, why can't I remember any of their names? They did the finale at home. Oh my god. I literally can't remember. Gigi? Yeah, Gigi. She looked like James Charles in drag. Crystal. Oh my god. Literally, I can't remember. Can I remember literally anyone else? Oh my god, who is the girlie who won? I can see her in my... I can see her. I remember vividly when she won, but I can't... Her name, just for some fucking reason, isn't in my brain. Jada. She was so good. She was so good. She was so good. She did iconically. I like Jackie as well. Jackie was really sweet. But I didn't watch the season after that, like the latest season that just happened, because like I kind of feel that like I'm just like not into the whole thing of like, I think a lot of it is like it's become so repetitive, especially if you've watched all the seasons. I think it gets to a point where you can kind of see where things are going. You can kind of see the manipulation, and you can kind of see the drama. The Canada's Drag Race was probably the most chill. Ooh, I don't think so. I remember there was drama with Canada's Drag Race because the judges were particularly harsh for no reason sometimes. I remember like they were doing stuff like, oh, like I don't remember. It was like something like someone had like cellulite or something, and they were like, not that, or something like that. Like, it was weird. There's also a trans contestant on the latest season that did very well. I did hear about that. My thing is like they still haven't really made it so that like women can participate. You know what I mean? Like Peppermint was the only contestant that was already out as trans when that season aired. But she essentially, I don't know, she kind of came out on TV. Like, she was already out in the real world, but she kind of came out like mid-season kind of thing. And so it was this thing where I think Drag Race often features, I think probably the only person who had transitioned was from like from this last season that just aired. But even then, they're a guy. Or I don't know if they're a guy or non-binary, but from what I remember vaguely, they were like, I think they were, I heard they were a trans guy. But I didn't watch the season, so I don't know anything about literally any of them. But that was kind of my thing of like, you've only seen like, I don't know, like, I feel like for a lot of it, it's like they get a lot of contestants like coming out as trans during the show, and a lot of it is within like RuPaul's standards, because RuPaul made a tweet about how a trans contestant, like comparing a trans contestant who has had like surgeries and stuff with like someone who like someone going to the Olympics and using like performance enhancing drugs. And so in a regular season of Drag Race, we haven't had anyone who fits those categories. We haven't had like any women that have had all like any / all the surgeries. Not that you need to have any of that to be a woman, but it seems as though the way that Drag Race portrays people, it's like, in my head, from a non-binary perspective, it seems as though they've only gotten women. I'm not talking about All-Stars. In the regular seasons, they've only gotten women who either came out on the show or they hadn't had any surgeries yet, which kind of, it's like a weird kind of transphobic thing, because in their minds they're like, oh my god, I hate even like thinking it and like saying it, but you get what I'm saying, right? It's like, in their heads, it's almost like they're not women, so it's okay for them to participate. Does that make sense? Even though obviously I know and you know and we all know that's not the case. But for me, that's the message that comes across. But then with All Stars, they've obviously had Gia on, they're having Sonique, and they're having Jiggly on. And so that makes me be like, okay, cool. Like they're kind of correcting course. But they haven't had like, you know, they haven't had a woman that has done the surgeries on a regular season of Drag Race. You know what I mean? And again, this is not to discredit any trans woman that has ever been on Drag Race, but it's kind of still perpetuating RuPaul's stance on what makes a trans woman, like what makes it right for a trans woman to participate on Drag Race. I just feel like RuPaul's perspective on drag is so outdated. It's like the goal of drag isn't to look like a woman, because what does that even mean? Right. And it's also like, the idea, like a lot of, I remember like there was a queen, like they always call them like kind of weird when like a queen has has a beard, or when a queen has like a hairy chest, or at least in the past they've always been kind of weird about that. I think in more recent seasons they've been less like weird about stuff like that, but it's like, oh, that's breaking the illusion. Like, girl, that's a drag queen. It's not that, like, she's not supposed to emulate a woman. She's not trying to emulate anything. That's her look. But yeah. They didn't change with that. Well, the non-US drag races have been better about having non-binary contestants, but not trans women from what I can remember. Drag Race Thailand had, in season 2, they had 2 trans women. And they were both so fucking iconic. I haven't seen Holland. I haven't seen the second season of UK, because the first season of Drag Race UK I didn't like a lot. Like, I liked some of the queens, but the ones that, like, 2 of the top 3 I didn't like, so there was that. So love to see that. I haven't seen season 2 of that. I haven't seen Holland. I haven't seen Canada. I haven't seen Down Under. I heard that Drag Race Down Under is not it. They're doing a drag race like universe thing. Like, they're doing like an international Drag Race season. They basically harassed the queen who had a beard in Holland until they shaved it, got applauded for shaving, and then got sent home. Yep. They do that on Drag Race all the time. Like Michelle, like I remember there was one season where she picked on a queen. I don't remember the queen exactly. I don't remember any details. Y'all can probably pick up the pieces. But she picked on the queen day one. She was like, is this the only look you're gonna show us? And it's like, girl, it's episode 1. You haven't given her the opportunity to change it up. Like when someone has like a different face, they're all like, like week 1, she was like, oh, are you always gonna do this? And it's like, I think it was Crystal. Was it Crystal? Like Crystal did like her regular face, like her signature face, and Michelle was like, are you always gonna do this? And it's like, yeah, that's her face. That's her signature look. What do you mean? But I remember there was another, I think it was UK, and I think it was also with a girl called Crystal, and she did like a thing. She had, wait, no, it was Dusty. It was Dusty Ray Bottoms, and he had like the dots on his face or something like that, like, cause that was his signature look, cause it looked like paint, like splatter, and it was really cool. And Michelle was like, are you always gonna do that kind of thing? And it was like week 1, and then week 2 she didn't do it, and then or like whenever she didn't do it, she got sent home. She was like, oh, I'm so glad you didn't do the face, but surprise, surprise, you're not as good as doing a different face than you are at your regular face, because you know you've perfected the face that you're used to. And so, oh my god, this is not as good. Who would have thought, Michelle Visage? Who would have thought that someone who perfected their signature face wouldn't be good at doing a different face for themselves? Like, wow. Wow. I could have never guessed. Jesus. It kind of like pisses me off a little bit that Michelle Visage, as a cis woman, is the one telling these queer people like what to do and judging them. I'm like, I mean, yeah, she's been in the ball scene and she was a part of ballroom and stuff like that, but she still has a lot of like privilege, and there's still a lot of things that she says that is like, no. Like I remember one of the seasons she told, oh, rest in peace, Chichi DeVayne. I loved her so much, but she told Chichi DeVayne like, girl, it's not like money is not a thing. It's like, yes, it is. Do you see how much money these queens spend to be on the show? Like, yes, it absolutely is a thing. And then cut to like, I think it was UK. I didn't see it, but I saw the clip of RuPaul yelling at someone being like, I don't want H&M. And I was like, okay, are you gonna pay them to like make garments? People with money don't get to decide that. Right, like she's getting paid like thousands of dollars every episode, and she's telling these girls that come from like poverty and stuff like that of like, girl, money is not everything. You can do all of the things with a budget. And like, yeah, but like, right, why does it matter? Like Bob the Drag Queen did one of her runways was with an Amazon catsuit that she got, and she looked fierce, and she did that. It was when they had the roller skates, and she did the little robot catsuit, and she got that from Amazon, I think, and she didn't get dragged for it. Hey Andy, Rude doesn't even do his own makeup. Right, he doesn't even dress himself. Like he has like someone who's like, he has like a fucking stylist who has a gigantic ass closet, and Rue is like, I guess I'll wear this. And then like Raven puts her face on, and it's like, okay. $26 Halloween costume in one. Right. I also don't like how like they've been defining who wins by lip syncing, because like not all queens lip sync for a living. Like, I mean, yeah, listen, if Bianca Del Rio didn't win her season, I would have been okay. Mainly because, like, her ego is, like, out of this world, and her comedy is so fucking outdated with the insults and with all the problematic shit that she says for the sake of comedy. But it's like, I mean, at the same time, it's like, people were like, oh, Violet Chachki wouldn't have won. Bitch, she's good at lip syncing, and according to everyone on set, she prepared for every single lip sync in case she was going to lip sync. So that's a winner mentality right there. But like, I mean, yeah, I get it. Like, not every queen, but like, not every queen lip syncs. You know what I mean? Like, that's not everyone's gig. Like, some people do comedy, some people do, some people are hosts. You know what I mean? Like, some people just host the drag shows and they don't perform in them. Some people sing live. Some people, I don't know, some people dance, but they're not like, they don't actively lip sync, or they're not like, you know, like trained in it, or they're not like prepared for it or something. Some people are more like Instagram queens, which the show always like frowns upon, like, oh my god, that girl, she's an Instagram queen, and her makeup jobs are better than literally everyone else on set, and you're telling me like she's worse than everyone because she's on Instagram? Like, okay. Sure. Like, that's always been like a weird thing for me. They're like, oh my god, they're good, but like, they're just Instagram queens. Like, they can only put on a face of makeup. Putting on a beautiful, gorgeous face of makeup is a fucking talent that people spend years perfecting. Like, how dare you, like, make it sound like it's not a talent? Or even people who design their own outfits, or people who sew and stuff like that. The audacity to criticize that when you're not even doing your own drag. Right. Hi, Azzy. It's so weird when the finale comes down to a lip sync after all the stuff that they had to do. Right. Unfortunately, apart from Bianca, most of the queens who weren't much of a lip syncer never made it to the final group. And even then, it's only up to that. The Instagram queen hate, sorry, they're taking advantage of their talents differently than others. Right. And some people just like, have you thought that some people have like chronic illnesses, and some people, like, it's very ableist to just assume that someone like should be able to just dance and perform like everyone else. It's like, no. Like, maybe they're like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe they have to spend a lot of time at home for medical reasons and stuff like that, and like they've spent their time working on their makeup. Like, what's wrong with that? Very inaccessible, right? And also, it's like the idea that I wish RuPaul's Drag Race was kind of like Project Runway in a way, where like they gave queens like a budget. Like, everyone had the same budget, and everyone had to like either work with a designer that week or something like that. Ooh, that would actually be really fierce. That would actually be really fierce. Like, each queen brought their own designer, like someone that they worked with, and like the show paid both of them to be there, right? And like every week, like at the beginning of the week, they would be told like, hey, this is the theme of this week's runway, and like they would work with the designer day one and be like, okay, this is the look that I want, and stuff like that. And then like it would be like a full week, like they would give them like a proper like amount of time, and then while the designer is like working on their clothes, they could be like doing like a lip sync challenge, or they could do like a mini challenge or an acting challenge or whatever. And then when they go down the runway, they have like their designer, or maybe the show has like a few designers lined up, and like a Project Runway style. Yeah. And actually that was the concept of season 1 of Drag Race. That was the concept of season 1. I don't remember who it was, but one of the queens said that the original concept of season 1 was for them to bring, I think, a makeup artist and a designer with them, and then the show scrapped it or something like that. That would have been so cool if like each queen got the opportunity to like work with someone, like maybe provided by the show or something like that, so that they wouldn't like rely on connections. They wouldn't rely, because like, what if a queen is from like, you know, like a small town, and they don't have any connections, they don't know any designers, and it's like, who the fuck are they going to bring on Drag Race? So I don't like how Drag Race has become a thing where like the person who's gonna bring the most expensive outfits, they're the person who's gonna get praised the most on the runway. When a lot of what I liked about Drag Race in the beginning was when people like when they did the sewing challenges and stuff like that, and it was like really cool. Although season 3 was very excessive. They had like a sewing challenge, like they had like 2 balls back to back or something like that, and they had to make like 6 outfits within the span of like 2 weeks, and the girls were exhausted. So that's, you know, maybe not that. But I don't know. I just miss when, you know, Drag Race was kind of about that. Like, it was about like people showing off their talents, and like if you weren't good at like sewing, you wouldn't be good at sewing, but like you can kill the lip sync or you can kill the challenge. And I don't know. I just don't like how it's like the person who brings the most expensive shit is the person who just is like, oh my god, you're just so good. And it's like, okay. Because like one of like literally everyone's favorite contestants was Monique Hart, and she was literally like sewing stuff like the day of and the day before and stuff like that. And there was a I mean, Jada also made a lot of her clothes. I don't think she made them while on the show, but I think she made a lot of her stuff too. There was another queen that also like made her outfits basically like every week because she didn't have the money to bring like to bring all the outfits that they said that, because with what happens is I think they send the queens like a list of like 30 something outfits, or like runway prompts, and they're like, okay, 10 of these are going to be chosen potentially, but just in case, we don't know which ones are going to be chosen. We don't know, you know, some of these are going to be for mini challenges, some of these are going to be for main challenges. We don't know, bring everything. And the girls have to like bring like a lot of shit and spend a lot of money. That's why some of their outfits, sometimes you're like, that doesn't really follow the theme, because they received a different prompt. And a lot of them are like, well, I guess I'm trying to make this fit the theme now. There was like a season where the girls showed up. It was the season with where Cameron Michaels and Ms. Cracker and some of the other girls showed up in like prehistoric looks, and they used that for like a different theme. And because one of their prompts was prehistoric, so like they tried like to make that prompt fit other themes, because they were like, oh, they're not gonna use that theme. So it's like, it's weird how they do that too. I don't like, I can't watch Dragula. I'm too squirmish. I can't do their way of like lip singing, because I know one of the girls like stapled herself, and I can't watch that shit. But I heard good things about Dragula. They have a little workshopping segment where they talk about the concept with each other. That's cute. They really started with Drag on a Dime challenges every season, but as time went on, they just moved on from that. They used to have the photo shoots, which were kind of embarrassing looking back. Like, they really did those girls dirty. Like, they basically just wanted to embarrass them for the photo shoot, to be honest. Not like, looking back, I remember rewatching season 1, and I was like, oh, come on. These girls are like, they just show up and they're like, oh my god, I'm ready to be on national television. They just get sprayed with like, they just get fucking hosed with water, and they're just like, they ruin their outfits and their makeup and their hair, and like, but like, give them like a fierce photo shoot. Like, I'm just saying, like, why don't they make like the promo, like filming the promo for the show, why don't they make that like a challenge? You know what I mean? Like, make that a challenge of like the photo shoot for the promo, and like the way that they like act on camera for the promo. Like, that would have been so fierce. Like, why isn't that like the first challenge? Because sometimes they film the promo after the season is done, or they film it like in the middle of the season randomly. And so like, why don't you just like do it as like a challenge? I don't know. Anyway, we ended up talking so much about Drag Race. I don't even watch Drag Race anymore. All of this to say that I am kind of interested in the new season of All Stars. So there's that. The visual queen's the time to shine. I agree. Also, they need to add drag kings. I don't know why they're like being so weird about that. I mean, I know why, because, you know, RuPaul's old ways. And I don't mean that in an ageist thing. I just mean like in an outdated view of drag. His way of thinking is like, oh, the show is successful because people love to see the transformations between someone who looks like a man becoming a woman. And it's like, no, that's not why we watch Drag Race, but okay. That's literally not at all why we watch Drag Race, but, you know. Well, I don't watch, but, you know, I used to. Imagine having a drag competition show that has a variety of challenges around different aspects of drag. Imagine that. Imagine that. Wouldn't that be a lovely show? Wouldn't that be a lovely show? I adore Kennedy Davenport, but she had a statement where she was like, oh, the track record shouldn't matter. Like, if you made it to the finale, you made it to the finale. Okay, so then there's been like, you've been through this entire competition. There's been like, what, like 10 to 12 challenges, and we're just gonna say that whoever won all of these challenges doesn't deserve to win more than someone who hasn't won any of them? Because isn't that like how a competition is? Like, literally any tournament, it's like the person who scores the best wins. So like, why don't we do that? Also, I've had a great idea for Drag Race. And like, why don't they just keep every queen for every episode and just like score them every week? And like, the person at the end of the show with the most like points wins. Like, why not do that? By the way, I'm trying to open this. I'm trying to unbox my phone, but the sticker isn't coming out. Like, they have like little edges that you're supposed to like peel from, but they're ripping off and they're not like doing it. So I think I'm just gonna grab like scissors and just like cut through. So give me a second. I'll leave you with my chair for a second. I'll just grab some scissors really quickly. Hello. You make a fan cam of my chair. Love that. Love that for me. Was my chair nice to you all? I hope she was. She's a bit shy, but she means well. She means well. Oh my god. I hate like ripping off these stickers. It's so annoying. Ooh. Oh my god. Oh, I have to get both of them. That's the thing about stickers, Ruby. You have to get rid of both of them. That's kind of what they're meant for. That's kind of their purpose. Ooh, I almost just stabbed myself. I almost just stabbed myself with the scissors. Love that, love that. Oh my god, why is this so hard? And these are like hairdresser scissors too, girl. They will get you. Oh my god. Please don't stab yourself. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm being careful, Spin. Don't worry. Who? This fucking glue. Jesus Christ. These fucking stickers are like super glued on. Jesus. Oh, girlies, I'm doing it. Da 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 da. Look at her. Oh, there's my ring light. Yes. Oh my god. Look at her. Let's compare with my old phone. Oh my god. It's like a baby. It's like a little baby. She's a bit taller. I mean, width-wise, they're very similar. But look, she's like thinner. I mean, not to size shame my phone. She's a bit thinner. Ooh, we're ordering McDonald's today, girls. Oh, wait, this is a very... Without a case gives me anxiety. I've dropped this phone multiple times, and she's fine. I take really good care of my tech stuff, to be honest. But I'm gonna order a case for this one, I promise. Ooh, this is my favorite part. I'm gonna peel. I'm gonna take off the... Oh, wait. Oh my god. Wait, why is she not coming off? Oh, it's like wrapped around. Girl. It's like wrapped around the phone. Okay. Ooh, oh, that was... Okay. She just kind of fell off. Okay, great. Look at her, like, reflecting stuff. I got the... It's kind of oh my god, this is actually kind of trippy. She's holographic. She's kind of holographic. Oh, I think there's another sticker or something. Love that. Let me turn her on. I've never had a Samsung. Are you supposed to charge your phone? Like when you get it, like immediately? Like immediately as you get it? Have a little charger. Are these the little headphones? Samsung. I got the A51 Samsung Galaxy. I haven't put my SIM card in it, obviously. I'll get to that. I'll do that later. I just want to set up my Android. I just want to set up my phone. Oh, it's saying welcome in different languages. You can probably find the compilation of that Spin, to be honest. I want my phone to be in... I'll have it in English. English, US. Next. Yeah, I agree to all the terms. That's fine. Wait, they're not, they don't exist? Well. Oh. I don't have my Wi-Fi password right now. Wait, I might have it somewhere written down. Let me not say it out loud, but I think I do have it actually. Wi-Fi password. It's either a really short video or it's like not good ASMR. Oh, not that. Oh, we hate to see it. I hate when you get a new phone and like the screen is like up for like 2 seconds. And you're like, really, girl? Do it now. Lick it good. We tap into your Portuguese Wi-Fi. Love that. Love that. I didn't, Joe. I think there should be like a little thingy that you use to like open the side of the phone or something. Yeah, to put in the SIM card. Alright, restart, girl. You can do that. That's quite alright. I hope the SIM card thing is the same size as the one I use. Because if not, it's going to be annoying. I mean, I'll be able to use the phone still, but you know. Just not as like a phone. Just not, you know, for phone calls or anything of the sort. Let me see if I can already like schedule an Uber Eats. Y'all, this is so exciting. I hope it's as I mean, I don't know if it's as exciting for you as it is for me. But you know, love that. I love that. Ooh. Thank you so much for the follow. Wait, let me move that. You can choose to transfer your app's photos. Yes, yes, yes. Copy. Yes. Oh, I remember my phone did this. Like when you get it, like you can just like, I think you can touch phones or something and they will be like, hi. And they just like switch, like you just transfer like all the stuff, which is like weird, but also like kind of scary, but also kind of hot. But also kind of sexy. What's your old device? Android. Oh, not the screen dying. Android. Agree. It works with iPhones too. That's kind of sexy. I want to connect it wireless. Disconnect Wi-Fi for faster. Okay. Disconnect. Wait. Smart switch. Get smart switch on your old device. Wait. Do I have that on my old device? Is that like an app? Okay. Under other Android phone or tablet. Oh, QR code. Okay. Sexy. We're doing it, girls. We're doing it. I love that I'm just describing everything as hot. Oh, not that. Girly, do it. Do it now. Lick it good. Sorry. I shouldn't. I shouldn't. I shan't. Okay, yes. That's a very sensual transfer of all of your data. I know. Okay, I install. Oh, it's a Samsung specific Switch mobile app. Not sponsored yet. Oh, that would be so hot if I was transferred. If I was sponsored by Samsung. I would make my hi Samsung. I would make my channel intro the awesome screen, awesome camera, long lasting battery life commercial. I would do that. Don't tempt me. I will do it. Okay. Allow. 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 Allow it all. Transfer data. Wireless. Do it. Connect, yes. You slide into Samsung's DMs, I know. Okay, they're transferring. Let me put them next to each other. Oh. Was that it? Ooh, do I want to transfer my images from the SD card? I mean, probably, right? My accounts, my messages, my apps. There's an exclamation point there. I don't know why. Why is there an exclamation point there? Huh? Huh? I'm so sorry. Oh, don't transfer that. I don't want that. My chat history can't be restored. That's quite alright. I back it up. It's okay. Do I want Tinder on my new phone? Do I wanna keep all of those vibes? I do. I wanna try getting a man. Do I want to transfer the images? I mean, most of them are on Google, on the Google Cloud anyway. I'll transfer them. Why not? Turn on Wi-Fi. Do it, girl. New phone, new me. New phone, same old me. New phone, same redacted. Transfer it now. Yes. Oh God. Do it now. Copy. Isn't this so exciting as a content? As a content, yep. As a content. Oh, I have to put on all my passwords? Oh, shit. Well. So exciting. I guess I can kind of talk about my goals and aspirations and kind of like why I got this phone. I forgot what one of my passwords were, and I have no words. I have no words. I have no words. I have 0 words. 0 thoughts. I can't say it, but choices were made. No, I didn't. I mean, if I did, I wouldn't tell you. But I didn't, I promise. I'm not that cursed. I mean, it was kind of cursed, but you know. No, but my goals and aspirations with this, were kind of like, I mean, of course the phone was on sale, so like, duh. But also, for me, it's kind of like an opportunity for me to not have a crusty camera. And so, like, I kind of want to take this opportunity to make content on other platforms. And I kind of talked about it yesterday when I told y'all, like, that I got a new phone and all that stuff. Crusty screen, crusty camera. Yeah, my old phone. I mean, she's not that bad, but you know what I mean? It's like one of those things where, like, oh, fierce. It's just like one of those things where, like, you kind of feel self-conscious, like, oh, everyone is, like, doing all of these things to have their phone be, like, so iconic, and meanwhile, like, they post and it's, like, all these, like, beautiful selfies, and, like, meanwhile my phone is, like, crusty. So, like, it makes you feel a little bit, like, self-conscious. And also because, like, I want to upload, like, YouTube and TikTok and other content in, like, good quality, you know what I mean? Oh, I'll do fingerprints. I don't want to do face recognition. Absolutely not. Oh, I do need to secure a pattern or, like, a password. Okay, that's okay. Oh. Oh, not that. Well. Hold on, y'all. Oh, interesting. Oh, you kind of have to, like, press your finger and then, like, lift it. So they get, like, all the range of your fingerprints. Girl. Is that it, girl? Come on, 96%. Add another fingerprint. I guess I kind of should. I added one of my fingers. Should I do another one? I'll do another one. Just in case. I'll do my middle finger. Just in case. Hi, Fieldos. How are you? We're just, you know, setting up my new phone right now. Yeah, my password is Rubario's Big Tits 247. Yes. That's absolutely my password. No, it's true. It's true. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to like do more stuff for sure. And to, you know, like play games on my phone as well. Oh no, I don't want to put another finger in there. That's inappropriate. Sounds kind of inappropriate. Access your assistant with... Okay. I'll allow this. I just can't say the words now. Y'all better not fucking trick me into saying it either. Sometimes you want more than one finger. That's true, that's true. No, it's true, it's true. Oh, a Samsung account. I continue with Google. Insert your finger right here. And you're like, well, here I go. And it's like, no, for your fingerprint. And you're like, oh. I'm kidding. Oh my god. Okay, all of this is optional, girl. Tee. Oh. Cute. I haven't really used my phone. I'm still setting it up, but I'm excited for it. The screen is fucking huge. Hold on. Let me just make sure that it boots up without, you know, without her doxing me. Wait, this is kind of cute. So this is how much screen space there is. This is actually huge, because a lot of the older phones, like, as you can see, like the bottom stuff is like useless. But it says introduce yourself, and it says it has like the male, the female, and then other. Y'all can't really see, but other. Next. My age, rude. 25 to 34. I moved demographics. Oh, they're like recommending apps. Okay, got it. Okay, not Wish. Not Solitaire. Who do you think I am? TikTok for sure. Pinterest, Uber Eats, absolutely. Not Candy Crush. Not that. Not Bingo Blitz. They're like trying to recommend apps based on my age and gender. Oh, look at her. She's just doing her thing, y'all. She's just, you know, installing the apps of the apps. Let me turn off Bluetooth, auto rotate. Let me turn off. Let me make her a vibration girl. Love that, love that. Am I supposed to charge it right now? Oh my god, all the emails being like, was it you? Did you just log into a new phone? I'm like, yes. Okay, girls. This is excessive. Tap for weather info. This is how you get doxxed, mama. That's why you don't show your phone. Yep. That's why you don't show your phone, girlies. She's gonna get you doxxed. Okay, cute. Let me test the camera. Oh, the camera is fierce. Y'all, she's fierce, y'all. Maybe too fierce, if you ask me. Can have like different ratios. Okay, cute. Oh, no filters. No. Don't turn on filters, girl. How do I like... Oh, off. Yes. Ooh. Not that. Turn it off. Oh, the quality is crispy, girls. I think she's not trying to show my pores. Well, yeah, she comes with like roughly 50-something%. Is she trying to like... I'm trying to see if she's like trying to like hairbrush me. Or if this is how I look. The camera is really good though. First selfie on my phone, I'm just like, At least the camera correction doesn't like get fucked up because of the green screen. Oh, I did it. My first selfie on the new phone. Oh, she's blurry because I kind of moved. Well, love that. Love that. She's kind of blurry. That's quite all right. Oh, cute. Oh my god. Come on, quality. There's like something about it though. I don't know. Maybe I have to like... Oh, what is that? Oh, the camera kind of zooms out. Oh, that's cool. There's like a little setting here where it shows like 1 or 2 people at the bottom. If it's like one person, the camera's like more zoomed in. But if you put 2 people, then it's like further out, which is the one I'm obviously going to use. That's cute. I'm gonna have to mess with the settings though. Ooh, grid lines, I love that. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need like to mess around with the settings and stuff like that. But that's really neat. Like you can kind of play around with like the different settings, the different ratios. Kind of cute. I'm feeling it. I'm here for it. This is the wholesome. Oh, did I accidentally take a photo? No, I didn't. This is the wholesome content we create. Aww. When I updated my phone to the one with a good camera, I had a crisis at first because I was like, oh my god, everyone can see inside my pore holes. And then I've adjusted since then. Yeah, I don't know if it's my pores or if it's like the phone. Like, is this how my skin looks? That's kind of how I'm feeling. I'm like, wait, do I need to moisturize? I'm like, hold on a damn minute. Screaming. Oh, this is cute. Okay, I'll leave her for now. That's too real. I know, right? I'm gonna need a case for this. As much as I love it, I think I'm gonna need a case for her. I want to take care of her. My precious baby. I'm gonna need to give her like a proper screen and everything. I'm excited to have the Google friend so I can be like, hi Google, play this song now. I actually want to test that after stream or something. Take care of her, personalize her. Yeah, have I shown y'all my this is my oh, y'all can't really see. Hold on. I love my screensaver on this one. And like my background. I need to show y'all. I don't know if I did. But I love my background on my current phone. So I actually wouldn't be mad to like use the same one on there. Because I love it. Look. It's Sailor Moon. I forgot where I got it. I think I got it. I think it was on Twitter or something. I'm gonna have to transfer, like, I'm gonna have to put my SIM card in there too. But yeah, isn't it iconic? It's pretty legendary if you ask me. Sailor Moon. I love Sailor Moon. Oh my god, my phone is vibrating. What's up, girly? Oh no, I don't like this background. It's like a moving background. Oh, I don't like it. Wait, is it gonna dox me? Hold on. Okay, it's not. Look at it. It's like these moving balls and like move it, and it's like too much FPS, too much quality. I'm like, ooh, they look too textured. Like these like fluffy balls jumping all over. Y'all, I need to change some stuff. Oh my god. All the emails, all the things. I want to ask y'all something. Do y'all have an antivirus on your phone? Microsoft apps, not this. Looks like a bacteria. Yeah, I don't like it. I'm not a fan. Oh, cute. We have a little grocery thing now. Okay, cute. That's not what I want. This is the part of the stream where I order food. Ooh, honey and mustard.
Passio 15 Kissy.
Smallsy, thank you so much for the resub. Oh, they have like a new thing. Chicken, mustard, and honey sandwich. That's kind of iconic. I don't know if it's big enough though, because I like the juicy girls. Pasha 15 Kiss. Swaldy, thank you so much for the resub. Y'all, we're one sub away from hitting our weekly sub goal. That's so iconic. Thank you so much, Smallsy. I really appreciate that. Oh, doesn't like my screen kind of awaken when I hover it with my hand? No, it doesn't. Kind of iconic. She's kind of iconic. I'm living for her already. I'm like, ooh. I definitely want to like also test filming stuff and like TikToks and all that. I'm like excited. I'm super excited. My webcam looks kind of interesting. Oh, she's doing auto. Oh, she's doing, okay, auto settings. Hold on. Tip for streamers. Log off Twitter. No, I'm just kidding. That was yesterday that I said that. Turn off your autofocus and your auto exposure on your webcam. Your settings will be consistent throughout, especially if your lighting is consistent. Do that. Yeah, let me order. Very good advice. Yeah, but did y'all see yesterday? I was kind of like, I was feeling my Matilda fantasy. Remember when I told y'all that I was gonna make like passive aggressive Twitch tips on TikTok with my wig on, being like Matilda, like, hi, and just like give the like the shittiest advice, or like the overrated advice, and being like, and kind of making fun of it. So yesterday I was kind of feeling the fantasy, and I was like, hot spicy streamer take or streamer tip. You don't actually have to write all of your takes on Twitter. You can actually just get a journal. It was like something along those lines. And I was like, you can, in fact, you don't, in fact, have to say every shitty take you have on Twitter.com. Because I saw choices being made on my timeline. Yesterday's discourse. Yeah, it was a discourse. It was a conversation. It was kind of one-sided conversation, if you ask me. I mean, we don't have to get into it, but it's one, I think it's another example of like, if people are telling you something is problematic, then it's not up for debate. You know what I mean? Like, if someone finds something offensive, it's not up for you to debate. Like, if I think it's offensive and you don't think it's offensive, we can have different opinions, but also respect the person who says that they think it's offensive. You don't get to tell other people how to feel. Exactly. Yeah. I still don't know the full fucking shit, because by the time I woke up, things had been deleted and privated. Oh, were things privated? I saw things were deleted, but I didn't clock that things were privated. What I saw was a situation. No, we can get into it on stream. I don't want to say any names, because I don't want this to become a thing where we're going after someone or anything of the sort. But there was a take posted about how words that we find to be ableist, that this person in particular didn't think that they were ableist, and that they were words that they kind of, like, I don't know if the goal, I'm paraphrasing a lot, that's why I'm not even saying any names or anything, because I don't want this to be a thing where, like I'm misrepresenting what they said or anything like of the sort. But the whole idea was that someone was kind of against the idea of labeling words like I don't even want to say them, but words like what is a word that rhymes with that word? Words like hazy and the words that we use as a substitute to, like a word that we use, there's an ableist word, and we can use the word dense, for example, or we can use the word obtuse, or we can use the word uneducated, but some people use other words for that. A word that starts with S and ends with P, if you get what I mean. I can't really think of any words that rhyme with that, so there was like that conversation of like, oh, I don't think those words are ableist, therefore I'm gonna continue using them. And people were like, hey, you shouldn't use them because they are in fact ableist. And the whole conversation was like how it was like I'm being labeled as like ableists because of the words of like something that I said that's being taken out of context. And I don't know. It was just like an entire conversation about like ableist language and stuff like that, and then being given resources. Girl, okay. Yeah, let me unfollow actually. Yeah, and it was like a whole thing where like they were being given resources and stuff like that of like, here's why these words are considered ableist, and then being like, oh, I read that but I just don't agree with it. And it's just like one of those things of like, you don't get to decide that. Like, you don't get to decide whether something is offensive or not. Or like, I think what I find funny about Twitter and people on Twitter, and by the way, my tweet wasn't about that at all. Like, my tweet was just like, I just wanted to make fun of like the hot streamer tip culture and just like say something, which ended up being like kind of fitting the theme of the conversations that were going on Twitter. But I didn't, like, it was one of those things where I opened Twitter, I tweeted that, and then I scrolled and I was like, oh, that's going on. So it wasn't intentional at all. Like, I didn't do that to target anyone in specific. But I find it funny that people log into Twitter, share their opinions, and then get mad that people don't agree with them. Especially if your opinion is about something, is about words that you say that affect other people. You know what I mean? So I just don't get it. You could have tweeted that any day and there would be something that it would apply to. Yeah, for sure. That's why I tweeted it. Because it was like a broad statement that could literally apply to like any shitty, questionable take that people tweet about all the time. Um, but I just think like it was one of those things that, like, I understand that you can have different opinions than other people, and I understand like if someone calls you, for example, if someone says, I think, oh my god, okay, sorry, I'm getting too overwhelmed. There's a lot of thoughts coming into my brain. Let me try to organize. So the one thing is people disagreeing. That's what I was gonna say at first. So let me finish that thought before I start another one. So I can disagree with something. For example, the F word, the gay F word, right? The British cigarette. I am not in a place where I can say that, oh, that word isn't offensive, right? Yes, I'm in the community. Yes, I can reclaim it for myself. But if people in my space are saying that they don't like that word and that they find that word like offensive, triggering, upsetting, it doesn't matter what I think. You know what I mean? It's like you either continue saying it and you double down and you offend that person, or you make that person uncomfortable, or you change at least around them and you're like, hey, let me not say that around my community or that person because they are not comfortable with that word, or that is a word that they don't want to reclaim, or etc. And I know it's not comparable, but that's one that I feel like everyone here can kind of relate to. In that sense, it's like, it's not up to me to say like, oh, I'm not offended by it, therefore I'm going to continue saying it. It's like, that's not the point, because when you're saying words, other people read it. Like, you're not saying your words for yourself. You're saying that for other people to hear. So if you're saying something that's going to impact someone else, why would you even want to say that, right? Or why wouldn't you want to correct it? And I think the second thing here is that people get too caught up in labels. People get caught up in the fact that like, oh, I'm not ableist. Literally nobody ever said that someone is ableist because they said the word that rhymes with hazy. Like, literally nobody has ever been told like, oh, you're ableist for saying that. Like, people, if anything, I've heard people say like, hey, let's not use that word because that word is ableist. So people get caught up in that idea of like, oh, they said the word that I used was ableist, therefore I'm ableist, and I'm not ableist. And people get too caught up in that label of like, oh, I was called something, and let me prove that I'm not that thing that I was called. It's like, mama, the word that you said was ableist. Therefore, we're not saying that you're ableist. We're saying that the word that you're saying is ableist, and that by you continuing to use that language, people are going to see you as an ableist person because, you know, if there's smoke, there's fire. Especially when we're not listening to the community affected. Like any marginalized community, disabled people are not a monolith. Not everyone's going to be affected by things in the same way. Exactly. And it's like, I think people get too caught up with like, and then they were interacting with someone who's like, oh, someone said that bitch is misogynistic, so let me just say bitch, 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 bitch. And it's like, it's not your place to say as a man. It's not your place as a man to say whether or not a word is misogynistic. In fact, I'm actually trying to work, and the other day I was actually really bad at it, but I'm trying to work on not saying bitch, whore, slut, and stuff like that, especially if I'm frustrated and I call someone that, or if I'm annoyed at something and I say that. Because it's one thing if you're like talking to your friends like, hey bitch, and whatever. But it's one thing if you're like upset at someone, or someone does something and you're like, oh, you bitch. You know, like, I don't know. I think there's differences. And also, if anyone ever came to me and they were like, hey, that word is very misogynistic, I don't feel comfortable around that word. Like, why not just be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'll do my best to not say that. I think people I agree with you, Spin. I'm just gonna read your message. Spin said, people get so caught up in not wanting to be called ableist / racist / sexist that they're more concerned about that than examining their own behavior and internal biases. Yeah, that's literally it. Like, why can't like people get too caught up in also being like, oh, I'm being censored, or like, oh, I've always said that word my whole life, like why would I stop now? Or like, oh, I've always said that and I never meant harm by it. Okay, if you've never meant harm by it, but then apologize and be like, hey, I didn't mean any. Because like most
Project 5 wig.
Oh, Doi, thank you so much for the resub, and we hit the sub goal. Ooh. What is something fun that we could do like when we hit the sub goal? I'm trying to like think of something that could be fun to do when we hit a weekly sub goal. We'll think about it. Thank you so much, Doi. I really appreciate that. 10 months. Oh my god, Doi was 10 months. Smallsy was 11 months. Iconic. Pop our pussies in front of a live studio audience. Love that, love that. Confetti. I don't have confetti. A SoundCloud remix for the hit new single, My Pussy Is Melting. Love that, love that. Queef on command. You guys like that sound? Could you guys hear that? From my vagina? That's like my favorite. That's my favorite. My favorite thing that has ever come out of Twitch. I'm trying to see what this was in response to. I don't know. I don't get it. I'm trying to investigate what happened, because someone being called a woke rat doesn't really sit well with me. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that, especially because I don't know who said that, and I don't know who did that, but it seems a bit excessive to call someone a woke rat for saying that the word bitch is misogynistic, because it is. Like, as much as we want to try to like reclaim it and say it in non-offensive ways, at its core it is a misogynistic word. So I'm not understanding, but I don't know. This is someone that I have muted for a reason, so I guess that's all. Oh, hold on. No, I'm like trying to figure out. Well, regardless, doesn't really matter. There's more. I thought I read most of it. OMG. There was another streamer that that person, like, they deleted their tweets, and then they kind of said, I think they may have deleted the one that said like, oh, I didn't delete them because I was wrong, I deleted them because people were being mean or whatever. But then they interacted with the streamer that said something, that said the thing about the word bitch and all that. I'm just, you know what? I'm just logging off Twitter. I don't think it's helping, because it's like, at this point, I don't know. Imagine being presented with information about something and then being like, nah. Like, I don't know. I don't know why you would want to do that. Like, I just don't get it. I just don't get why. Especially, like, if you're a streamer and, like, you know, it's not like you depend on people's, like, but it's like, even if you don't mean it, from, like, a logical standpoint, wouldn't you want to be the best version of yourself so people, like, so people want to support you? Like, it's not clicking for me. I don't get that idea. I don't get that, those, like, mental gymnastics of, like, oh my god, people are too offended by everything. I've always said this word and I'm never stopping it. Okay. So you're never growing as a person? Is that what's going on? Like, you're just gonna stay the same? Because I'm always growing as a person. This is not me saying that I'm better than anyone at all. But it's one of those things where you're like, why can't you just, why is changing so bad? Like, it's totally okay and valid for you to be like, oh, I was wrong, let me change that and let me be better. Like, and I think what's funny to me is, like, a lot of these times people, they're like, oh my god, people are saying that I'm a bad person, people are saying that I'm this and I'm that, and it's like, all of these things could have been avoided if you just listened and if you just didn't stay ignorant. Like, I always think it's interesting how, like, when someone gets called out for saying something problematic, it's always like, oh my god, people are being so aggressive. It's like, people gave you plenty opportunities for you to correct, and you were like, no, I don't agree with it. Like, people always talk about the reaction, they never talk about the build-up. They never talk about what they did to reach those reactions. Because it's one thing for you to say something and for someone to at you and be like, hey, that don't say that, and you can be like, oh, okay, let me delete that and I'm apologizing. But for someone to, like, not and to double down and then be like, oh my god, people are being aggressive. Yeah, because you doubled down. Because you had a shitty take and then people called you out on it and then you doubled down on it. Like, people are reacting to what you said. Didn't you want to say something in a public forum? Well, people are reacting. People are seeing it, girl. Like, what's not clicking here? Like, that's what I don't understand. It's like, people like to be like, oh my god, I'm edgy, I'm gonna say something controversial. And then when they are like, when they get flamed for it, they're like, oh my god, everyone is like bullying me and attacking me. It's like, no, they're not. No, they're not. It's called accountability. That's what happens when, you know, that's a thing that happens. I just think it's funny. It's amazing how often that same series of events happens in all spaces. Right. Oh, wait. Oh. Hold on. Sorry, I'm ordering food for like 8. Knitting Instagram is wild with the white ladies with opinions. Oh my god, I can imagine. I can imagine that. I don't know, it's always the people, it's always people with the same kind of vibe of like, I'm not a sheep, I'm not doing what everyone else is doing. And just like stuff like that, where it's like, they're like, I'm a free thinker. I think for myself. Or like, I've always said that and I'll never stop saying it because the woke people in the internet want to say that that's a bad thing to say. Like, you try so hard to be different, girl. Like, why do you need to be different? Like, it's one thing for you to be like, let me dye my hair pink because I want to be different. It's one thing for you to be like, hey, let me say this word that a lot of people find offensive. And then complain that those same people from the communities affected are quote unquote attacking me. For saying it. Like, you said it with your whole mouth. Weren't you proud of your statement? Why are you not proud of it anymore? Is it because you got backlash? Is it because you lost followers? All of a sudden you're not proud of your statement? All of a sudden you're not an edgy girly? All of a sudden you're not all of these things? Like, oh, interesting. Like, girl, I'm tired. I'm tired. That's why Twitter is so tiring sometimes. You're like you can think of another, like, you can think of like 3 or 4 people who've literally done that before and you're like, okay, here we go again. Like, no. Immediate red flag. When people say, like, think people are too sensitive, I agree. Stop spending so much time doubling down and spend more time asking how you could better yourself. Yeah. Like, we've all said and done things that we regret. Like, that's not the problem. The problem is that people usually double down on them, or people usually don't react well to accountability when it's as simple as saying, I'm sorry and I'll do better. You know what I mean? And it's also the thing of like, oh, I apologized. Okay, I'm not owed an apology. I'm not, you know, just because you apologize doesn't mean that I'm owed a forgiveness. Like, there was someone who, like, came for me and a friend, mainly a friend, but I, you know, defended the friend, got caught in the crossfire of all of that, because this person was being transphobic, and then turns out, word of mouth, turns out person gets blocked from other spaces, and then the person is like, oh my god, I apologize. It's like, you apologized, but it's not, people don't have to forgive you. Like, what's not clicking? They live their entire lives benefiting from mediocrity, and they're now realizing that, and they don't know how to process. Or they're in, like, their little echo chambers and their little circles of people, and they don't understand that other people have different thoughts, opinions, and concerns outside of those circles, and it's like, wow, who would have thought? I don't know. I think it's easy for someone to be like, oh, I didn't know that. Let me correct. Or like, oh, I've said that all my life and I didn't know that was a problem. Thank you so much for informing me. Like, why is that, like, is that too much of like an ego trip for people? Like, is that what the problem is? Like, they're the ego of it all? They're like, oh my god, I can't possibly step down from my pedestal. Like admitting you're wrong is not a sign of like weakness or a sign that anything. It's just like, you're a human and you were wrong. Just say I'm sorry and like move on. Like, why can't you just, like, why is it so hard for people to just like accept that other people have different opinions than them? It's always the people that are like, oh, let me say something ableist, and then, oh, I'm being called out for saying ableist words. Well, I disagree. I don't think that's it's ableist. People should listen to me. Or like, why can't people just accept me? And it's like, well, you're not accepting them, are you? Like, what's not clicking? What's like, Like, my brain is malfunctioning trying to process. I'm like, but like, you're not hearing them and you're not accepting them, yet you want people to hear you and accept you, and somehow you're the victim? No. Absolutely not. What I hate about Twitter is that I hate it and I keep closing it and then I keep opening it. Oh, I hate it. Y'all, we didn't do anything to celebrate. Well, I guess I opened my phone. Is that enough of a celebration? Oh. Well. Definitely a celebration. Well, if you think so, that's all that matters. It has been a really nice week so far, to be honest, and I really appreciate you all. And I was saying this like earlier in the week, like it almost like there's like a weird feeling of like, I feel like for a while I was like, oh, I feel like last year especially was harder on me. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be on here for 4 years, what have I accomplished and stuff like that. And I feel like as I'm hitting my 5th year, I'm kind of like, I'm at this point where I almost feel like I'm kind of just getting started. Like, I'm not feeling like, oh my god, I've been in this for so long and like, oh my god, I haven't reached all, like, I don't feel a sense of like I'm being owed anything, or like that I should have this or I should have that. Like, I'm in this mind space where I just want to be here and just want to do stuff like more. And does that make sense? Like, I'm finding this weird, not weird, I should stop saying weird. I'm finding this interesting comfort in I'm finding this interesting comfort in this idea that like things don't have to perform a certain way, or like I'm just like I'm kind of here for the ride. I kind of found like not a comfortable place in a sense of complacent, but a comfortable space in the sense of like, you know, actively trying my best, but also not giving myself shit if like a video doesn't get a certain amount of views, or if a tweet doesn't get a certain amount of engagement, or if a stream doesn't get a certain amount of like average views or anything of the sort. And I've really been trying my hardest to stop myself at like 3 a.m. to like check my stats and see how I'm doing on Twitch. Because it doesn't help, like when you're in the thick of it, it doesn't really help anyone. Like, okay, so like I'm gonna try to I'm trying my best to give myself like grace and time for like maybe at the end of the month I check and be like, okay, how was this month numbers wise? Like, I know how I feel about it, but how was it numbers wise? And I can compare the things that felt good with the things that did well and try stuff out and do that without having this feeling of like feeling powerless, or feeling like I have to run towards this goal where that I don't like, do I have to run towards that goal? Like, I think I'm I don't know, this is how I'm feeling right now. Maybe it will change in a day, in a week, in a month, in a year, who knows. But this is kind of how I'm feeling right now. It's just like this week has been so much fun, and I haven't been like actively checking my stats, and I haven't been actively doing any of that. I'm just like having fun, and sometimes I post something and it gets attention on Twitter. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do and it doesn't get any attention. And Even with TikTok, like I posted like those 3 TikToks back to back, and I was proud of that. I look at the numbers and I'm like, how can I do better next time, so that, or like what can I do differently next time, so to try to see if I can get different numbers. But I'm not like discouraged, like I'm not trying to be like discouraged or sad or upset or annoyed or frustrated. I'm just like, okay, what can I do about it, you know, rather than like feeling sorry for myself or being like, oh my god, I'm not doing this, because like I'm doing cool things. Like, I'm doing cool things, y'all. Like, next month, I'm working... I can't say anything yet, because it hasn't been published. It hasn't been, like, not published. Hasn't been announced. That's the word. But I'm like, I'm gonna do a really cool thing for Pride, for example, with a company that I never thought I would work with. Not because I don't think I'm less than anyone or anything. It's just like as a kid, if you were to tell my kid self that, it would be like a mind fuck. And just like stuff like that, you know what I mean? And like I'm inviting a lot of cool people for my panels. I'm gonna do a series of panels during Pride, and that's fucking exciting. That's fun. That's gonna be great. I don't know. I'm just like at a place where I get it that like I'm living with my parents. I'm not, actively looking at my socials and my Twitter and my Twitch and all of that to make me money. Of course I'm not trying to make money, but I don't know. I just have this belief that everything will be okay. Everything will be fine. What's meant for me will be mine. What isn't meant for me won't be mine. And counting the blessings that I have, the things that I've worked for, the things that are happening, the people that want to be on my shows, the people that reach out to me to like play their game or to work with their brand, or you know what I mean, like stuff like that, where like I don't know, I'm just like I just want to like exist and like have fun with it and try different things and see what works best and all of that. But at the same time, just like trying to like have fun and try different things and have a good time. I found that sometimes when you're trying to think of like, oh, the tweet that's gonna be funny or the tweet that's gonna be engaged with or the things or whatever, and it's just like sometimes the less that I think, the more that stuff kind of resonates with people, like when I don't really think and I'm just go with my brain, and y'all log in and y'all like, Ruby, that title is really funny, and I was like, oh, thank you. Like I wasn't, I just wanted to be kind of chaotic and I just thought this was funny. Like, you know what I mean? Like not trying to craft something that will be the most like, marketable, brandable, watchable. Not that I actively try to do that, but sometimes you overthink stuff too much, and I just find that sometimes just like posting a selfie of like after I done something, or posting a text tweet about something that I did, or I don't know, just like I don't know. But yeah, I haven't thought about what I'm gonna do for my May 2021 Ko-Fi exclusive video. Haven't thought about that. I think we kind of talked about like talking about the circle. I think there's a lot to talk about there, but I also think a lot of it I already talked about on stream. So we'll see that. We'll see about that. Maybe I'll record something with my phone. Maybe I'll like make a little YouTube video. Or like, I don't know. I'm so glad you're feeling good about those things. It's easy to get sucked into the numbers vortex. And I get sucked into it every once in a while. I feel like right before I felt like the way that I'm feeling right now, I was kind of looking at it and being like, oh, what games should I do? Or like looking at my like stats and be like, oh, that stream did well, that stream didn't do well, and stuff like that. And after feeling powerless for a little bit, I was like, I'm not gonna change anything about it. I'm just gonna plan fun stuff. I'm like, okay, let me plan this week of like, I'm gonna stream every day for 5 days, and I'm just gonna do stuff, right? And see what resonates, and not really what resonates. Like, I'm not even doing this test stuff out or anything. I'm just like showing up and being like, hey, I didn't plan anything today, hello, and just kind of doing that. I don't know, like, I'm finding that sometimes when I don't think too much about stuff, that's when it naturally does well. That's when it naturally resonates with people. And also trying to remove that, like trying to remove that thing of like, oh, that stream had a certain amount of viewers, therefore that wasn't a good stream. Like, no, it was a good stream. Like, numbers wise, was it? No, but I mean, like, what can you do about it? Like, after the fact, you're like, well, I did that, like, what can I do about it? Exciting. Yeah, very excited. I can't wait to be able to tell you all. I mean, shit should come out soon. I don't know any dates when things are gonna get announced or anything, but I mean, it's for Pride, so shouldn't take too long to get announced. I kind of love that we're finishing off the celebration week with an accidental just chatting stream, because accidental just chatting streams are such a thing for you. I know. I love that. I was actually gonna play Final Fantasy, but after a little bit I was like, I don't know if like the vibes are right, you know? I'm just trying to like go with what feels right. Like, you know what I mean? And being like, oh, what if we did this? And then y'all are like, yeah. and then I'm like, ooh, okay, fierce. It is truly such a thing for me. That's actually kind of funny that the week kind of ended with that. But yeah. But honestly, like, yeah, if I don't do like Twitch tips or anything, because I feel like it's something that works for me may not work for other people, and something that doesn't work for me may work for others. But if there's anything that I could say over the past 5 years that I would like for people to try to focus on, is the element of having fun. Like, think about why you wanted to stream. Like, why did you want to stream? Like, why did you make your account? And if you made your account to watch people, then what was the thing that led you to being like, oh, I want to go from a viewer to a streamer? And what was that thing? And trying to remember that, because sometimes we get caught up in wanting like for our channel to grow. Like, every month you have more viewers, every month you have more subscribers, because that's the thing that's so ingrained in us. Like, Twitch culture is like, you know, ending your stream, getting that email that says what your stats were with little arrows indicating if you did as good, if you did better, if you did worse than last time. And realistically, what does that really accomplish? And realistically, like, what are your goals on the platform, right? Like, do you want to be a partner because you want to be a partner? Why do you want to be a partner on Twitch? Is it because everyone else wants to be a partner and you just kind of are like, oh, I guess I want that too? Is it because you want, like, what is it that you want? And think about, like, the things that you want for partner. What are some of those things that you can do as an affiliate? Because a lot of those things you can do as an affiliate. Like, you, as an affiliate, you get plenty of emote slots. It's not a lot, I want more, but you get plenty. You can always do better Twitch TV to add more emotes. You can always do, if you want influence, you can always just make meaningful content. Like if you want, if you want to talk about important topics, if you want to like interview people, if you want to have deep discussions with people, if you want to have fun with people, if you want to play games with people, you can do that as an affiliate. Like reach out to people that you enjoy and be like, hey, can we schedule like a game night, and do that on and off stream. Like I don't know, I just go with whatever vibes with you, and don't look don't look to the left and to the right. Like it doesn't matter what your neighbor is doing. What matters is what you're doing. Because sometimes someone can be like, oh my god, I'm working with this brand and I'm doing all these things, but you don't know what things are like behind the scenes. Like you don't know if the brand is shitty, you don't know how many restrictions the brand is putting on people, you don't know how much they're actually getting paid. So yeah, just like go with what vibes with you, like have fun, and like and just like do your best. Like if you can go to bed and be like, I did my best, I had a lot of fun today, then like you can log in a different day and be like, okay, I can try streaming at that time and see if that helps. I can try doing just chatting and then doing that, or I can try playing that game and then doing something else later, or like just seeing what vibes with you, what vibes with your community. Like I don't know, does that make sense? Like for me, I'm so tired of like that whole thing of like, here's what you should do, here's what you shouldn't do. Like for me, it's like, I think everyone knows what they should do. You know what I mean? Like everyone is like, if you're excited to stream something, stream something. Like don't think about like, oh, that game doesn't have a lot of viewers, or that category isn't the best for me, or maybe it's not going to be entertaining or whatever. Like just do it, because a lot of the times it's probably not you either. Like a lot of the times the problem really isn't you. Sometimes you just have to be at the right place at the right time. But as long as you make content, because that's my thing, it's like, as long as you keep making content that you're proud of, and you build a portfolio of content that you're proud of, then when you reach out to people, even if you don't have the numbers for stuff, they're gonna look at your content and be like, yo, that person makes really cool content, or that person stands for the values that we have, that person does things that I want to support. You know what I mean? And it's like, if you can get like a Twitch partner to get on your podcast or your talk show, or to play games with you, then like there's gonna be, I can promise you, there's gonna be at least one person in this world that's gonna want to play games with you. And just do that, and do what feels right to you. Because you know what when things feel right, when things are not vibing, when things are not clicking. So just try stuff out, have fun. Because like, you're your audience. A lot of times people are like, oh, I don't know what my audience is. You're your audience. If you think something would be funny, if you think something would be entertaining, then you're the audience. Like, and other people, you're not unique. Honestly, we're all unique in our own way, but we're also not that unique. There's plenty of people in their late 20s, early 30s that are non-binary. There are Portuguese that are white, that play RPGs, that love just chatting streams, that love podcasts. Like I'm literally not the only person that exists. Like I'm unique in my own way, yes, but also as far as like a target demographic, like I'm a target demographic. So like just do stuff that you would want to watch, or stuff that you would want to like consume, and things that you find fun, or that you find valuable. And I don't know, the rant is here, and so am I. I definitely try to be someone who's not thinking about numbers, but I definitely have my moments. Oh, we all do. I do all the time. I really appreciate you taking me out of my numbers crisis a while ago. Oh, of course. Take all of that shit out. On my stream manager, I took the thing out to the point where I can't hover over it. like I customized my layout on my stream manager so I'm not looking at the view count. And I can't hover over it because I noticed that that was a thing that I did. Like my numbers were hidden, but I would hover over it to make sure that I saw how many. Every once in a while I would do it. And whether you like it or not, when you look at your views, especially in real time, it does fuck with you. So honestly, it's not productive to check your stats when you're streaming after stream, or even at the end of the week. Like maybe at the end of the week you can do that and kind of assess like, okay, what should I do differently for next week? But honestly, can I be honest with you all? When you're working with sponsorships, when you're working with brands, and when you're working with people in general, they're looking at your like average viewership, which is usually from the last 30 days. So like give yourself 30 days to like do stuff, and then look back at your like at maybe at the end of the month and be like, okay, my 30-day average is this. What did I do differently? What were the higher points? What were the things that I liked the most? And what were the things that resonated the most with my community? And what times were better? And what, you know what I mean? Rather than like checking your stats after the stream. Okay, what are you gonna do about it? You can't change what happened. And also, it's like your average is an average. Like some days are gonna be higher than others. Like you having an average of 30 viewers, for example, not all of your streams are going to have 30 viewers. Some streams are going to be 30, 40, 60, 70. Some are going to be 20, 5, 25, 15, 12. Like, I do have the numbers up, but I don't really focus on it. I look at them to gauge my stream quality by how much I had and how much fun it seemed everyone else was having. That's valid. I think for me, I see the value in that for sure, but my issue with doing that, for me, I'm not saying I have an issue with you doing it at all. If it works for you, fierce. But my issue with doing that is that someone not watching your stream, like someone clicking off of your stream, may not have a particular reason. And so, for example, if you say like, oh my god, let's change up to, I don't know, Breath of the Wild, because that was the first thing that I've seen you stream, Smallsy. You're like doing just chatting and you're like, let's do Breath of the Wild, and you see numbers drop. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna be like, oh, just kidding? Like, at least for me, it makes me overthink too much, if that makes sense. And sometimes like the viewership dropping doesn't mean that people don't like what they're seeing. It could be that they're getting off of work and they're driving. It could mean that they're driving somewhere. It could mean that they're picking someone up from school. It could mean that they want to take a nap and they usually nap at that time. It can mean that their favorite streamer is up at that time, so they want to check out that person instead. It could mean so many different things. So for me, looking at the numbers while I'm streaming doesn't work because I often default to thinking that it's I default to thinking it's my fault rather than thinking of literally any other external factor that may play into it. You know what I mean? But if it works for you, then fierce, you know what I mean? I know it's not a good idea to do that, but I usually gauge with chats. And it's not a good idea because sometimes people are loving your content and they're lurking. So I do not recommend you gauging how much fun you're having by looking at chat, because sometimes everybody is loving it and they tell you afterwards that they love it, but they were quiet because they were working or because they were busy or because they wanted you in the background. So like I don't know, I try not to overthink too much when I'm streaming. It's hard not to, but I'm trying. I'm trying to be at a comfortable place, and I think I am kind of at a comfortable place where I'm trying not to think, I'm trying not to take things personally. Like if something doesn't do well, if something I guess doesn't do well isn't a great way to put it. But if something doesn't perform well, it's not a great idea for you to be like, oh, it's because I'm a flop and because everything that I did that day was a flop. Like, no, not necessarily. And sometimes, can I be honest, one of the things that sometimes I get self-conscious about is when I get on rant and I'm like, oh my god, I'm ranting, everybody's clicking off. And then sometimes that's when random people or people who are lurking or people who I wasn't expecting to be watching, they are typing in chat and they're like, oh, I love what you're talking about. I just wanted to say that. Or like they contribute to the conversation and I was like, oh wow, I didn't think that was the person was watching. So like sometimes you're like, oh my god, I'm being so annoying or nobody wants to see this. And then like people surprise you in a good way. Sometimes you're right though. Sometimes you're like, oh, that was a flop and it was a flop, but sometimes you're not. Let me order my food, y'all. I do kind of like having my numbers up on stream, so if chat is not super active, I'll still be like, oh, there's some people lurking, cute. I used to think like that. I don't know why I kind of stopped. I'm ordering Macca's. Is that how you say it? Is that what you, is it Macca's or Mackers? Macca's. Please correct me. I love Aussie slang. I love it so much. I just think y'all are so cute in the way that y'all talk. Chucking a sickie, that was, you fucking sent me. So Smallsy taught me the expression chucking a sticky, and that's when you call off sick from work. Isn't that such a fucking iconic way of saying that? I'm chucking a sticky. It's so good. It's extremely good. You saying Macca's is killing me. It's giving me the exact same equal and opposite vibes as Smallsy saying water. I love it. I love it so much. Yeah, I'm ordering Macca's. We don't have the BTS meal, so whatever. I almost want to order the... They have like a chicken sandwich that has like honey mustard sauce, but I'm kind of scared that it's not like big enough. Dubu had the BTS meal here in Australia. I hope you get it soon. Yeah, I saw that they didn't get the packaging. And they were like, should I draw in the packaging? And I was like, not this. I've seen a few TikToks of people in the US as well, and they're like, I didn't get the packaging because I ordered something else, so they just gave me the regular packaging. Oh, it's so funny to me. Wait, I'm gonna order it, and I think maybe I'm gonna order... Okay, honestly, the price is not that bad, so it shouldn't be bad. I'm gonna order it. I like mustard, I like honey. I'll do it. I'll do one for me. Fries. No, thank you. Okay, that's mine, and then let me order for my parents. For my parents. We have one called Big Tasty here. Do y'all have it? Not the Jimin meal. Passion. Someone ban Passion right now. Passion, we need to play games, girl. Did you download First Class Trouble? Not the Jimin meal. I'm yelling. No, it's true, it's true. The no, it's true meal. Ah. The worst part about Snap Lockdown is not knowing when I'm gonna get any more fucking Burger King. Oh, excuse me. Wait, when y'all go on lockdown, do y'all not get any takedown? Like, not takedown, any takeout? You've had first class trouble for weeks now. We need to do a lobby. It didn't memorize my order. Whale. Whale. Let's do that again. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I just fully coughed into oblivion. I'm not that type of streamer that, and this is not a compliment to me, but I'm not that kind of streamer that has the reflexes where I just casually mute my mic when I cough or when I sneeze. I'm a fucking mess, okay? I want one of those. I want to know what mic Dona has, and I think Andy has the same mic where you just do the and it mutes. Cause mine, I have to click a fucking button, and sometimes the button doesn't mute it, so I'm just like, I'm like pressing my button, like, please work. Although that mic could be problematic for me because I could just elbow my microphone by accident and just mute myself and not realize it. I guess I'll know because the light is flickering. Well, you know, whatever. Let me order my food. I fucking hope this sandwich is good. I'm scheduling it. Today's, yes. Oh, not that. Okay, I'll order in a little bit. The delivery fee for McDonald's is not too bad. It's $2.90. It's not too bad. But I think I did get an email from Uber Eats, so I think I may have a coupon. Uber Eats knows me, bitch. They're always sending me stuff like they're always sending me stuff like, hi Wig. You can get free delivery with a coupon. Oh, it expires June 9th. Okay, work. That works for me. 0 delivery fee, honey. Oh, I have to spend 22 euros. Oh, fuck my... That is so rude. Because the full price is 24.50. But with the delivery fee, I guess if I spend... Wait, how much do I have to spend? Is it 21 or 22? 22. Wait, is there something I can... Maybe a sauce for like 40 cents or something? Listen, add some nuggies. Ooh, maybe. Let me add. What can I add for cheap? Some nuggies. Ooh. Let me just order. I'll just order their sauce for the potatoes. Like their fry dip. A cheap burger. I'm not gonna eat it though. Nuggies could be fierce though. We don't, I don't think. We used to have like a thing where you can add stuff for like one euro or something like that, but I think they changed it so it's like over an euro. I could add a flurry. Y'all are great. Can I just say that? Yeah, maybe not the dipping sauce. Remove item. So it's currently at 21. I need it at 22 at least. As long as I get less than 24, that works for me. We already got like 3 menus for each person. So it comes, we have 3 drinks, 3 burgers, and 3 fries. So I think I'm just gonna add a flurry maybe. Y'all are great. Ooh, now I kind of want the nuggies. But 4 nuggies for 2 euro? I don't know. Do I get a flurry? Do I get the nuggies? Girlies, I don't know. I'm really thinking about this. This is the hardest decision. Yeah, 21.90, yeah. I mean, Portugal is a cheap place, generally speaking. Generally speaking, Portugal is a cheap place because we don't earn a lot of money either. Like our minimum wage is like around 600, so it's not a lot. We don't earn a lot of money. I remember when I went to Paris, McDonald's France was so expensive. I remember for me and my mom, we were like, oh my god, y'all, I don't know. I usually order an Oreo McFlurry, but I have a lot of Oreos because my mom keeps buying Oreos. She got me the Chromatica ones, which in Portugal is just like a singular strip. Like one of those like singular strips, not like those like family sized ones that is like pink. I don't think it says Chromatica either. I think it just says Lady Gaga or something. We have Snickers, Maltesers, M&Ms, Oreos, and Kit Kats, and then the sundaes. Ooh, I'm kind of in between Snickers, Maltesers, or M&Ms. Maltesers are so good. M&Ms, but don't eat Miss Green. I know. Only for 2 euro, actually, the M&M one. I'll get the M&M's one. The others are 2.40 for some reason. Honestly, they're all really good. I don't think you can go wrong with either of them, to be honest. Okay, 23.60, perfect. I can use the promotion and it will be less than the amount that I would have paid for shipping, but I got more stuff out of it. Word. Yes. Absolutely. Discount, lovely. 23.60, delightful. Next. Not now. They used to have Reese's here, but now they don't have them anymore. Aww. I think there was one that we used to have that we don't have anymore too. But I can't remember. Y'all, I keep looking at my phone. I'm so happy for my new phone. I haven't really used it yet, to be honest. Because I still haven't put I have to put my SIM card in here. I'm going to do that like later today, probably. I'll probably do that during my work and twerk on Discord. Oh my god, all the fucking notifications. Oh, let me check my Play Store. One of the first things that y'all need to do, I used to work at a phone provider. One of the first things that y'all need to do, a lot of the ways that people run out of storage is because they have automatic updates for their apps. And it's actually not good because you don't want to update all of your apps at all times. So it's actually not a great idea for you to... it's not a great idea for you to update all of the apps because you're just gonna use up storage that you're not gonna use if you're, you know what I mean? So that's what I usually do. Yeah, can I turn that off? How do I do that? I forget. But you wanna take off auto update. How do I do that? I forget. It's probably in my settings. General auto update. A lot of people used to show up at my old job. Don't auto update. Okay, yeah. A lot of people used to show up on to my old job. This was like, oh my god, this was way before I streamed. This was like maybe 2014, 2015. 2014 sounds right. And a lot of people used to come in and they're like, oh my god, I'm running. And this was like the first, like, smartphones were new-ish. So I remember a lot of people would come in and they would be like, oh my god, I'm running out of storage. Oh my god, I'm always running out of storage. And a lot of the solution for them would be for us to literally just turn off their auto update. A lot of the problem was the auto update because they were updating all of these like random ass apps that you have on your phone by default that you don't actively need. And that's not cute. So just like update them manually. Like you don't, for example, if you don't want to like update your Facebook app if you don't use Facebook, you know what I mean? Google or YouTube. Live transcribe. Oh, that's kind of iconic. I didn't know my phone had that. Do I want to update Twitter? Do I want... I know some people uninstall Twitter from their phones. Like, I know some streamers who have been like, absolutely not. I can't have that. I can't look at that. I can't. Like, and I actually... That's kind of a fierce move if you ask me. Because you can just, like, tweet from your desktop for, like... You can just log in for a couple... Like, for, like, 15 minutes and be like... Boopity boopity boop. You can, like, schedule stuff and stuff like that. And you can just, like... Not receive notifications. Not get into any of that drama. Like, it's actually not that bad. I feel like there used to be, like, a flurry here that we used to have, but we don't have anymore. I can't really think of what it is off the top of my head right now, but I don't think we've, excuse me, I don't think we've ever had Maltesers though. Reese's, I mean. But I don't know. What is your go-to order when you're like, oh my god, I'm ordering food? Honestly, if it was just for myself, I think I would be more experimental with my food. Like I would try different foods and I would order like, I would order from like different restaurants and stuff like that. But because of my parents, like a lot of the stuff that they want is like, oh, let's order McDonald's. And I was like, okay, cute. It's also cheap and reliable and delicious over here. So it's like, it's not a bad choice at all. There's like this guy on TikTok, that I started following him because I saw a lot of his videos start popping up, and he's one of those people that does like good pranks to people. He just shows up to people in the middle of the city. He's like, what can I do to make you happy? And they're like, a hug, and he gives them a hug, or he's like, or they're like, a lot of people were like, McDonald's. We just say Mac, and he was like, okay, and he just like bought them something from McDonald's, and it's so funny because like a lot of people do that. Like a lot of people ended up asking for that. I was like, damn, that's actually like really popular. Like a lot of people fucking ask for like something from Mac. Cause we say it like it's Big Mac, so we'd say McDonald's instead of saying. I don't know how to describe it, I guess, in a better way. We say McDonald's rather than, I don't know. We kind of draw out the A. We put an A in there, I guess. That isn't really there, kind of. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being weird. Mackie, I love that. I love that so much. Yeah, but yeah, it's a really, really nice TikTok. Like, I don't usually follow, like, a lot of, like, especially, like Portuguese TikTok TM. Because it's, like, a lot of it is, like, locals doing local things, living their local fantasy. But that one TikTok is cute, because I do like to see, like, he does, like, little things of, like, challenges people to tell their crush that they have a crush on them, or like he gives people hugs, or I don't know, it's just like cute, wholesome content, you know what I mean? And of course there's always the hateful people that are like, oh my god, you should help people not because you're like showing it off, but because you want to help them. And he responds to them like, yeah, I help them on and off camera. Is there anything wrong with that? Like, can I not, like, he buys food randomly and he's like, hey, he just sits at a bench and he's like, hey, do you want to eat a meal with me? And like, he has like dinner with like a homeless guy, and he doesn't make it a thing of like, oh my god, I'm helping a homeless guy. Like, you know what I mean? It's always like an interesting, like, balance, because you're like, okay, you're helping someone, but it's like you're also making content of like, oh my god, look at me being a good person, but it doesn't come across like that. But yeah, your go-to if you're ordering food for you is usually fast food pizza, because sometimes I get cravings for that, or Mexican food, because that's my favorite. I love that. Yeah, I feel like my go-to is always McDonald's, to be honest. Although if I'm at a mall, and like there's a food court with a lot of like fast food places, and there's like a lot of options for me to choose from, I hate it. Because I usually go with someone who's just as indecisive as me. So unless, like, I love when people make choices, when people are like, yeah, let's go that place, I'm like, yeah, because like I can always, like, unless I'm completely against that idea, for like most of the times you can find something that you'll enjoy in a place that you haven't really been to, or you don't go to often. But unless it's something that you know for a fact there's not going to be something that you like there, then you can be like, oh, I'll just go this place. But when someone is like, I don't know, I really like that, especially like on a date. If someone is like, let's do that, I'm like, oh, yes. Hi, Mana. Ruby Tuesday. Hello. It's Ruby Friday. You love mall near me, then there's only like 2 options. I don't know if I would love that. I don't know if I would love that. The thing is, I hate making choices, but I love having choices. That's my thing. Like, like for example, with Spotify, sometimes I remember like I switched to Apple Music because they had a song, or like they had more songs than from a specific artist, and I was like, am I going to listen to those songs all the time? Probably not. Do I like having the option? Yes. So for me, it's like a lot of the times I just like having the options, but I don't necessarily, you know what I mean? But like for example, the mall I used to work at, there were only like 2 to 3 places that were like actual, well, yeah, kind of. There weren't like a lot of, maybe a handful or less than that of options for me to like have lunch in if I didn't bring lunch from home or something. And like I remember for a while I always went to like Burger King, and I was like, oh, here I am again. So like now, like if I'm being presented the choice to go to that mall, I'm like, I don't know, because like I'm just, the options were so limited that I was like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Honestly, the stream is gonna go until the person picks up my food and is on their way here, to be honest. That's how long the stream is gonna go, y'all. So I'm just gonna end stream whenever the food is on its way here. Oh my god, you can make decisions. That's so hot. I know. I find that attractive. It's not about like making decisions. It is about making decisions, but it's also about the principle of someone who can take control of a situation. You know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of the times for me, I'm just like, oh, I don't know. But someone who can be like, let's do that. And they're confident. Like, it shows confidence. It shows that they can take control. It shows that they can make decisions. And it also shows that they're iconic. No, I you know, the sentence structure, I was like, I ran out of things to say, so I need to say something else at the end. So I said iconic. That was my go-to. But you know what I mean? It's like the 3 things. It's like, you can take control, you can make decisions, and you're confident. Because I think sometimes with like, it's not that I'm unable to make decisions, it's that I overthink them, or I'm like anxious about them, or I'm like, oh my god, what if they don't like it? And you know what's hotter? If someone is like, hey, do you want to do that? And you're like, oh, I'm not sure. And they can come up with something else. My pussy. Like someone who's not afraid of saying no to you. Someone who's like, you know, like they're just like, yeah, we can do that. Or like they can be like, oh, let's do that then. Or they can be like, let's do this thing instead. Or whatever. And they can kind of find like a middle ground. Oh, I love a problem solver. Ruby sub. Ruby, y'all love to do that shit. Y'all love to do that shit of like, oh, Ruby said this, therefore Ruby is a bottom. Ruby said this, therefore Ruby is a sub. Ruby said this, therefore... Maybe you've made some points. Am I gonna admit that out of pure spite? No. Out of the spite that lives within my body and my soul, I'm not gonna admit. But... maybe you're right. Shit. Anyways, you did say something very subtly. I didn't say someone that can take control of me. I said someone who can take control of a situation. Isn't that different? Like someone who's like assertive, you know what I mean? Like they're not aggressive, they're not like mean, they're not whatever, but they're like assertive. Cause like I don't want someone to tell me what to do. Like if someone, okay, no. I don't want someone to tell me where to go to eat. Like I want someone to like, if I'm like, oh, I don't know, I don't know, they can be like, what about this? What about that? Like someone who helps, someone who's helpful, someone who problem solves. I don't want someone to be like, oh, we're going to eat at that place, and me being like, oh, no, we're not. Because sometimes even if I want to, out of spite, I'll be like, no, that's not what I want. Like, don't tell me what to do. Like, that's kind of, I don't know. That's why I'm like, I don't know if I'm very subly, but I just like someone who like makes a decision. You're very stubborn and spiteful. Yes. So, like, someone who takes initiative. Like, even in bed, like, I don't want you to tell me what to do. But, like, if you're the person, not in charge necessarily, but if you lead the way, I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want someone to be like, oh, let's do this and this and that and this and that. No. I want to have a say in it. Anyway, the food is on the way. We're gonna go raid my friend, our friend, special friend, everybody's special friend. Special friend is streaming Genshin Impacts. Special friend is iconic. Special friend's icons. Special friend is an icon, but special friend's pronouns are he, they, and she. So respect the pronouns. Respect the pronouns, girlies. Enjoy your oh my god, it's Jimin meal. I wish it was the BTS meal. Y'all, thank you so much for my mom is like, you haven't updated me on the situation. I was like, oh, it's on its way. I was like, it's coming. Thank you so much for an amazing week. Thank you so much for celebrating 5 years of streams within these last few days. I will keep you all updated on scheduling and stuff like that. I will announce the first of my panel series for Pride soon, TM. Happy Twitchversary. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a good one, y'all. I'll see you tomorrow on the Just Gaming Things channel for the podcast. And yeah. Bye. Love you.